Hi, welcome to Tamika's Story Time. If you haven't hit the subscription button, I encourage you to do so. If you haven't hit the like button, I ask that you do. This is the story that's most current. This just happened November 19th. This is a story about a estranged husband who killed his wife. Her name is Sharika Ruckers. She was a mother of 4 children, a nurse. She had a rally of support, a support system that most people crave to have. She had her loved ones, her mother, her brother, a family of support. And not only were they a family of support to her, they were very spiritually connected with the Lord. They prayed hard, public prayers around in search of this young woman, because her husband took her out of her home a week ago and they just found her body. Now, I'm going to give you the backdrop on this story. Her estranged husband, Corey Hill, was an ex-offender, if you will. He murdered someone back in 93 when he was 20 years old. This young man he murdered was, 18 years old. That's my tea, lemon ginger, my lemon ginger tea with, of course, my super greens whole body cleanse. I encourage everyone to get them greens in, rather it be in powder form or through your vegetables. If you don't eat a lot of vegetables, by all means, do your super greens whole body cleanse. Back to the story at hand. This man committed a murder back in 93, did 20 years in prison. He's 51 today and decided to take out his ex-wife, his estranged wife. She was in the process, of divorcing this man. And we can understand why, before even knowing the situation that corresponded. This family reported her missing because this woman, like I said, she had a rally of support and love, favor over her life, if you will. Took her from her home, and that was the last time her family seen her. They immediately reported it because the way that he took her from her home wasn't something that was voluntary. He took her from the home and drove to another county. This corresponded over 4 counties. We have 4 counties in Florida. This is in Florida. Who was involved in the search for this woman, because he removed her from the county that she lived in and took her to Polk County. And Polk County was where his girlfriend was, his ex-girlfriend. Everybody's an ex in this man's life. He went to his ex-girlfriend's house, shot this woman's house up. She's standing outside with her 2 children and her cousin when she sees him pull up and jumps out his vehicle and starts shooting at her, and she and her family runs into the home. And as they run to the home, they run in 2 separate directions. She runs into the bathroom and hides, locked the door, and her cousin takes her 2 children and hides in the bedroom. In the meantime, he breaks the window to the kitchen window, gained access into the home, and he's calling out this ex-girlfriend's name as he's coming through the home. He goes into the bedroom, kicks in the bedroom door. That's how he gains entrance into this bedroom. He kicks the bedroom door in, grabs one of her children, and tells the children, "Where's your mommy? Take me to your mommy." This is what he's saying as he's holding a gun to this young child's side. "Take me to your mommy." And he's walking through the house looking for this woman. He couldn't locate this woman and he left. However, it was on surveillance of camera in the home of him walking through the home with this child with the gun looking for this ex-girlfriend. He finally leaves the home and he jumps back in his vehicle. Well, the police is already called. They picked him up while he is on his way running from the home. He probably heard the police coming because they caught him on his way out from this ex-girlfriend's house. Locks him up. They have him in the county jail. And meanwhile, the search is going on for his estranged wife because she's not in the vehicle. He doesn't let them know where she's at. Her family is on the news begging for this man to bring their daughter home. Her mother literally passed out in the interview, passed out while pleading for someone to say where her daughter is and that her daughter's children miss her. And the daughter of this victim spoke out. This woman, why in all of God's precious green earth would he take this woman? Because that was the greatest downfall in his life. He should have never ever took that woman. But worst case, 4 days later, they find this woman. What he did to this woman, he killed her. The moment he took her to the storage room, a storage place where he had it was in his name, the storage area space that he rented in his own name. This is where he took his estranged wife and he killed her. And she died of one gunshot to the head. And this is how this woman lost her life, at the hands of this man. Now, how all that erupted was for the simple fact he was a two-timer. Not only was he a murderer, but he was a two-timer. He tried to play games on his wife, and with his girlfriend. And when the girlfriend decided she was going to call the wife, that set him off, and he went on this killing spree. He was going to kill the ex-girlfriend, but he got the wife, because once the wife got the call, she didn't want no bother from him. She didn't want no more to do with him. So in her case, she was going to leave him, as rightfully so. She had that right to do that. Okay. So the ex-girlfriend is sorry she even did that, because she has regret and guilt for this woman losing her life behind this man, and she almost lost her life behind this man. But the most damaging is that her family, she was a mother before anything. A mother has been taken from her children, and a daughter has been taken from her mother, who loved her greatly and deeply. This is the awful effects of domestic violence. He may never ever put his hands on her, but he ended up taking her life, which is even worse than the violence. If there was any violence in the home, Because you can heal from a bruise, but you cannot heal from death. You understand? Once you only have one life. And you done took one person's life, one young man's life at 18 when you was 20. You did 20 years. And then you want to come out and do that again to a woman? And to take her children and involve and then be so callous about your conduct in front of children. And your conduct of just to take it. I have a real problem with people that harm mothers. I'm women in general, but especially when you take a mother from her children, there's a place in hell, a special place in hell for you. I'm just saying, you don't do that, because you destroying lives, whether you know it or not. You destroying lives on every level, because nobody will never be the same. Her children will never be the same. You can't replace their mother. Who the hell is you to take their mother? Shame on you. I hope you never see the day of light. I hope you never get out. And that's what they said. He ain't even got no bond, and good. He don't need it. They said he's not going nowhere. That's what the sheriff said in the interview. He's not going nowhere. So they ain't got to worry. He ain't going nowhere. He going to sit in jail for the rest of his natural life. Now go meditate on that. Shame on you. And I say, excuse me, but some things just get to me, and that's one of the things that gets to me, is that when a mother is taken away from this world, you don't take nobody's mother. You can't replace nobody's mother. You don't take nobody's mother. You don't hurt a child like that. You don't hurt nobody like that, taking their mother or their father, a parent. These kids, that's what's wrong with these kids today. They don't have that anchor of support and love. Last thing they need is somebody taking a parent from them. And then they be like, oh, these kids today. Yeah, the kids today, yeah. They all messed up for all number of reasons. And if you can't help the problem, please don't hurt the problem. I'm an advocate believer of that. If I can't help you, I'm not going to hurt you. So that's what I say. If you cannot be a help to someone, don't hurt them. Keep it moving. Let somebody else deal with them. You don't have to be with that person. Let somebody else be with them. But who the hell is you to take them from their children? Like, come on. But, like I said, ladies, and this is for the ladies, if you find yourself uncomfortable in a relationship, get out of it. Get out of it. It's not worth it. Especially when you have children. I know a lot of women that just get so tired of doing it by themselves, so tired of this, and when you don't have that support system, it's 10 times, the burden is 10 times heavier on you. But look at it like this. Your kids, that's your reward. It may not seem like that now, but your children are your greatest reward. Because you do well by them, they will do well by you. And even if they don't do well by you, you will be rewarded in heaven for all that you sacrificed and all that you've done for being a mother. Do you know that's the greatest reward that life can give you? Is the opportunity to be a mother. Some of us don't have children and can't have children. And I'm not going to say that you're not viable, because I was that woman too. I didn't have a child, and I couldn't have a child in my mind and from the doctor's understanding until the Lord blessed me with a miracle at 42. So my thing is, I was always taking care of other people's children. And this is what I say to you as a woman. If you can't have a child or don't have one right now, there's so many children who needs love. There's so many children that's looking for someone that they can call mom, mommy. Do you know how vital that them words are to hear? That's all I wanted to hear was my baby, my daughter, finally to say mommy. That's music to my ears every time she says it. I can't get enough of it. Even when I'm frustrated and I say, oh, here she go. The first thing I say to myself, I remind myself, remember, you crave for this. God blessed you with this. And I straighten up. I'm like, yes, baby, what you want? Because it's music to my ears every time my daughter says mommy. I mean, the most melodies of all melodies is ringing through my head. Every love song that was ever created goes through my head when my daughter says mommy. And that's something that you can't buy. You can only nurture that. This is what is so important. These children, mothers, when you are taking and you have a child and you're nurturing, loving your child, that's a blessing. You got so many women out here that would love to be a mother that for whatever reason can't be. But you can be a mother. For those who don't have children, biological children of your own, be a mother. Foster being a mother to someone. You can be that blessing in this young child's world, young child's upbringing. You can make a difference. So mothers are very essential. Fathers are essential too, because they play a role, and they play a vital role in children's life that's always and sometimes undermined. But they are very important. They are very necessary by all means. A father, a parent is so important. This is why a lot of these kids today are, because they're missing a parent. And when you go and take a parent's life, I don't understand that at all. We got to do better, be better as humans. We got to respect one another. We got to honor one another. And we most importantly got to turn back our focus on the spiritual realm. And that's God. We have to get together and be in a spiritual atonement so that we could live right. We could be more conscientious of our conduct. And the only way to do that is to take on the armor of God and take His word as a meditation in our hearts and to help our mind. A lot of us don't want to seek treatment. A lot of us don't want to seek God. A lot of us don't want to offend people when you speak of God and you speak of mental health, if you will, or troubles that's going on within your personal. But you must speak up, and you must have that trust and relationship with someone, and you can start it with God, because He's the greatest friend you could ever have. You don't have to worry about your business being told. You ain't got to worry about being judged on it. He knows what you're going through before you open your mouth. But He needs for you to have that relationship with Him. He don't have to have that relationship with you. We need that relationship with Him. God is going to be okay, whether we have one with Him or not. But He wants that relationship with us. So He encouraged us as human beings to encourage one another. We are to encourage one another to have a closer relationship with Him so that we can have a better relationship with each other, if that makes any sense. But I say, again, my condolence, my prayers goes out to her family, her children, everyone who knew this woman, everyone who encountered this woman, who was loved and graced by her presence, her love, her joy, her smile. my heart goes out to you, and it will get better as time goes on. Time heals wounds. She will never be forgotten and forever loved. From what I've seen, the love that she had and had in her life and had surrounding her life, that was the biggest injustice that man did to himself and to the ones who knew her and loved her, because you don't take those special beings. And some of us, all of us are special, but some of us, our light glow just a little bit brighter that cannot be denied. And you took out a great light, sir, and you will pay for that. And I'm just saying, God bless. I hope that this was a blessing to you. I hope that you carry this to someone else, and that you allow me to continue to bless you with more stories. And I have a lot more stories, but I had to jump on this particular story because it was so, so heavy on my heart to do. And I did. So I wanted to give it to you first. So I did. And I will continue to give more stories and more testimonies, if you will. If you stick in with me, I got a lot more to give you. So I say, be a blessing. God bless. And I will continue to bless you. God bless and peace.